Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
From the piney woods in the great American state of Texas, I give you a good evening, good morning, and good afternoon for another edition of Late Night with Cap. My name is JT Gunn. Hey, what's up, everybody? Good evening. It's Wednesday night. It's a live show here on Late Night with Cap, and welcome back because we're gonna do something really cool. We had such a fun time, my guest here, reviewing or remembering Art Bell's how he just transcended radio, did paranormal radio, did all the cool stuff, and we had such a good time, and we had such a great time replying to all your comments that we decided to do this again, and we may do this again and again. But tonight we will honor him again by revisiting what he called open lines, where they were unscreened, uncensored calls, and he got all kinds of stuff. Hundreds of people would call in, thousands of people would call in every year, and they would say the wildest things. So we're going to review some of those tonight with these great gentlemen here. Now, Beard of Liberty, you were not here last time.
So, no, I wasn't. I heard how much fun you guys had, so I just had to worm my way in.
Yeah, well, I think R2 just said, I'm tagging in Beard of Liberty this time, because he got the most comments from all the videos because he giggled a lot. So he was the giggler.
The giggle bar is high then.
So either you're going to giggle a lot this stream, or you're just going to you're going to do this a lot, right?
Oh, that's going to happen regardless.
Okay, well, it's good to see you. Beard and I have been co-hosting over there on After the Weekend, doing some movie reviews, so you can definitely check us out over there. And then we have Lambercy. I don't know if you were the giggler either, but I do remember a lot of people thought you were funny.
Well, it might have had to do with so I heard a noise and I started blasting meme that I put up.
Yeah, a lot of people enjoyed your mom comments. Let's just put it that way. So.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that wasn't Bigfoot. That was just my mom.
Are you excited for these? Are you excited to do this again?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of things going on and stuff, but as soon as I found out that you're doing episode 2, I'm like, sweet. I enjoyed it last time, and I enjoyed the comments on the video, and I love the clapbacks that we all had on them.
All right. Very cool. I'm excited to start showing these to you as well. And then we have Death Row. And you were very good at replying back to the comments. So I do appreciate you doing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
And kind of sticking up for what we were doing. Now, how are you feeling about episode 2? Are you ready for this? Because none of you know what I'm about ready to show. Before you knew kind of what I was going to show.
I have a bad habit of trying to get ahead of things. My bad.
You tried to ruin some of the surprises, but you did not ruin the surprise. You had an idea of what to look for, but you did not accomplish that. So I'm glad you're here. How many people owe you rental fees on your video store?
Nobody, because I will not let them rent it.
Okay. All right.
Unless I have more
when I came over.
Unless I have more than 2 copies of a film, you're not renting.
Do you charge your family members?
If I lose one, I still have another one.
Do you charge your family members to rent those videos?
I don't even think they have anything to play them on.
Okay.
Most people don't these days.
Yeah, most people don't have a VHS anymore. If you do find a VHS, They're grab it because a lot of people are looking for those. And then we have the man himself, Jason, the creator of Jupiter, on the way to 10K. How are you doing, man?
East of the Rockies, I'm on the air. It's great to be here. As you mentioned, I'm hard at work on Jupiter issue 2. Jupiter issue 1 remains in demand on Fund My Comic at Indiegogo. We're like 9,200. My goal is to get it to 10K because you got to have goals in life, got to have milestones. And for those of you out there in the chat who are watching, to get the full experience tonight, you're going to want to order your Late Night with Cap mug. Put your beverage of choice in there because it really does round out the show, and you're going to enjoy the show much.
Okay,
much
Cap,
more.
I got to know, how much did you pay him?
Nothing. Nothing. He is my biggest spokesperson of that mug. So
That's right.
And yes, you can get that over there at mixtees.com. And then we have Roman of the Empire, the man who secretly loves Olive Garden, Acolyte, and the Marvels.
In which order?
None. None.
It's called date night. Date is when he gets all three together.
Yeah, that's
and yet I keep coming back on your program, JT, despite being maligned by you every single time.
well.
I mean, come on, it's lesbian space witches. What's not to like?
Well,
That's
if it were
very true.
just, if it were like the Order 34 version of it, I think it'd be fine. But it's not. It's
Now, Lambercy, you asked me if I paid someone to do a sponsored video on this show. I actually paid Roman.
Man,
He's
Roman-
never gonna
man, a
come
roller
back.
coaster of emotions.
See,
That was just beautiful.
Here's the thing. It's funny, but at the same time, I'm
love
kind
how
of
it ends up a
disturbed
holiday three-way, though.
by how many pictures you have of him.
like a Sarah McLaughlin commercial. It's horrible.
I have yet to heard from Olive Garden. They have ignored my request to get him as the main spokesperson of Olive Garden. But
so Roman, I was a fan of your channel, watched you for a while, and I was already impressed. But when I saw how many carbs you can eat and still stay healthy, that's the miracle. We need to do a show about that. How you can eat all those breadsticks.
There's definitely a market for that. No.
well, anyways, so if you enjoy Olive Garden, tell them Roman sent you, and I'm sure you'll get a free bag of breadsticks. All right.
They'll give you free breadsticks. If you say Rowan sent you.
I mean, they're essentially pretzels by the time you get them, but
Use code Roman. For
It
10% off.
never ends.
Well, it's not a late night with Cat with some shenanigans. I'll just put it that way. So yes, that's why I love enjoying these live shows. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Like I said, now when we first did the review of Art Bell, we expressed our how we remembered every part of his show, how we do miss him, and how he just kind of changed radio for the future of even YouTube, I guess, some could say. And you can still find his stuff out there. Definitely, you can search for it. But like I said, tonight we're just gonna go over a few of these callers. Now we're all fans of Art Bell, right? Like we're all pretty big fans.
Mm-hmm. And we all kind of did our origin. Actually, we all did our origin story about how we got introduced to how we discovered Art Bell last time. But Beard, you weren't here.
He was not.
Do you want to tell us how you came across Art Bell back in the day and what hooked you?
I think originally Coast to Coast in general, because if I have my timeline right, it was George Norrie first, wasn't it?
No.
Okay. It was okay. It was Art Bell first. Yes. So
Yeah, George Norrie's
I
cool.
would listen to Art Bell mostly like late night, like Wednesday nights coming home from church with my dad. It would either be like Coast to Coast or reruns of The Shadow.
Right.
And so that's what we listened to. And then whenever I started working overnight security, I would listen to Coast, and I would either I'd get the reruns of Art Bell.
What was like the episode or the incident where you're like, this isn't just regular radio, this is kind of special? Was there an era or an episode that where the switch flipped for you?
I can't say that there specifically was. I just always found it interesting. You never know what was going to happen.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to get into some of the things that I do remember just in case they're on JT's list here, but there are a couple that stand out.
Well, yeah. Like last time, I told you what I was going to talk about. For this time, it's all a secret to all of you, except for maybe Death Row, unless he did some research. But all right, so
My bad.
the first caller is from a fan. This was from an open line from a fan. He used to get a lot of those of people who would, be like, hey, this is why I like you. Can you talk about this and everything? So the first one is one of those fans. So let's go ahead and get into it, and we will definitely see if we relate to this fan or if we live up to this fan.
Oh, let's go to our special line. Hello there.
Hello there.
Hi. All right.
Oh, wonderful.
You're obviously calling for one of 4 reasons.
What are my reasons?
Well,
I might have had an ulterior motive here.
Really?
Yes, I did.
You mean like sneaking in on a line that you weren't supposed to call?
No, I couldn't remember what numbers I was supposed to call, so I pushed the redial from last night before last. And it rang, so I said, hot diggity. I hope I got the right line.
Now, Beard, that's probably something you would say, right? Hot diggity. I think that's what you would say, right?
I was about to say that's probably something more Roman would say, but he would have to say it in Latin. He's been around for so long. So,
guys, I love the fact.
Well, I mean, I
love the fact that in 48 hours, this fella hadn't called anybody else.
I can test you if you would like.
Okay.
You may qualify under one of these possibilities.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the weird addiction line. Do you have a weird addiction?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got that for sure, and it's about you. I'm addicted to your soothing voice every night, and also hearing the temperature of the rest of the country out there as they call in and talk to you.
Oh.
Art, I wanted to take you back about 4 lunstroms back in the day where we did a lot of faxing back and forth to you.
I remember that.
Oh, Lord.
Does anybody know what faxing is? Has anybody used a fax machine?
Oh,
I have to explain what a fax machine is.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
I just wonder what kind of pictures he's sending through fax. Back in the day.
We had you bouncing around the Radio Shack one night, a handful of us out here in Radio Land. And it was when we were first talking about remote viewing and stuff like that. And you were adamant to the fact that you just were not too sure about it. It just, and then one caller called in and said that he had remote viewed you there in your little radio.
I remember this, and I found something that I had lost, and I'll be damned.
No.
Yes. Well, that was one.
Okay, it may have been. But the one that I was involved with is I sent you a fax real quick because I could never get on my telephone line. I could never call you.
Right.
And so I sent a fax as, okay, you pick an object, set it on the desk or on the shelf in front of you, and let us fax in pictures. We'll draw them up by hand of what that is. Mm-hmm. And you looked around, and then you found what was a picture of you inside a special, I forget the frilly type frame, like a metal frame that's all.
That's right.
You remember that one?
I do.
And so I drew it up real quick, and I sent it to you. And the only thing I messed up is I was sure Ramona was in front of you at a lower level.
Yes.
And I included her. And then 4 other people sent in the same thing.
That's right.
They didn't
I remember.
frames.
I remember.
you were bouncing all over the room. It was so good. I was just thrilled. The wife was she was bouncing in the bedroom with me.
And there was one just as big as that, sir. I had lost something. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't a tool, and somebody said, open your closet, look in your toolbox, and I'll be damned if it wasn't there. I forget what the item was now, but it may have been my keys or something that I had lost, and it was there. So blew me away. That still doesn't mean that, I'm gulping the Kool-Aid, but it does look like there's something to it.
Well, I've done this since I was a kid. And one of my favorite things is you take a few bounces down the road and all of a sudden you're elevated and you're flying. And that is just wonderful dreaming. Fly anywhere you want to go. And so when I started listening to you, I would just be so into listening to what's going on. I would find myself standing outside the window of that Radio Shack looking at your house.
Oh.
And then one time I got over in the corner. I think you got a monitor mounted up there now or something.
Kind of creepy.
Looking down at you.
Hmm.
And it was just so cool. And so one time I went over to a 2-day thing in Las Vegas where Ed Dames was teaching this stuff.
Yes.
I thought, I'm going to get really good at this. I didn't like the way he taught it, so I left after the first day. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to take and come home because I live over by Sacramento. I'll come back through Death Valley and I'll detour through Pahrump and see if I can't drive straight to where you live. By golly, I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see your big antennas and all that stuff.
Yes, yes.
And,
Those big antennas, all right.
Those antennas. You said you had about 440 or something like that volts on them?
Almost 400 volts, yes.
Well, is there any appreciable amperage there?
Not a lot, but there's enough. It could be. I've got to go, sir.
I've got to go get a restraining order right now.
Well, there you go. That superfan called in and apparently stalked him.
Can you imagine?
Oh, we lost Spirit of Liberty. What happened to him?
He's probably stalking you.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll let him figure that out first.
Can you imagine going before the judge and saying, "Judge, I want to put in a restraining order against this gentleman." Well, what's he doing exactly? He's astral projecting into my bedroom.
The fact that he said that
checking out his antennas.
Yeah, his big antennas. Like I literally was thinking, this dude is.
Excuse your big stud.
That's me, honey.
Take me to bed or lose me forever.
Show me the way home, honey.
RC Car Dude 3434. Sorry. Art Bell's voice was great, and he was quick on his feet when talking to someone truly unhinged. Yes, and we're going to see a lot of that tonight. We're going to hear a lot of that tonight. He was, very good at that. Really,
he never took a dump on them. I mean, because he had some crazy people, and he'd be like, "Well, that's an interesting point. Why don't we move on to the next caller?" And he would just move it along, but not go, "Wow, what a bag of cats," which he could have easily done many times.
He handled that a lot more nice than I would have done myself.
And then apparently this guy called. I don't know the true backstory of this person because these are unscripted. Art Bell doesn't even know how these people came in. So, but he called apparently on a line that he wasn't supposed to. Varying level of respect. He was dropping the line. Then politely, he was very polite with hey, we got a commercial break, So, but yeah, great stuff. Okay, Beard said he had issues with internet. Okay, well, hopefully you can get back on soon, man. I'm sorry. And good to see you, Conan the Barbarian. Good to see you,
Conan.
And then we have a Vanquish here. He showed up. All right, very cool. West of the Rockies. Actually, you're kind of north or south of the Rockies if you're in Arizona. But hey, whatever.
So Art would have, I think he had like 4 phone numbers, and he would have east of the Rockies, west of the Rockies, and he'd have the wild card line. And then he would periodically say, okay, if you're the Antichrist or you think you're the Antichrist, call this number. And then he was pretty, and when he would do those theme shows, if you called up and he's like, if you wanted to talk to the Antichrist, but you called up, I want to talk about Atlantis art, he'd be like, no, you're out of here. We're holding this open for the Antichrist.
Yeah, because he had special lines, so he knew if you're calling from that line, that's what story you would have.
Yep. Well, this guy had it on redial. I mean,
he did.
What was that?
Roman,
I tried to call the Chinese restaurant. I get man with deep voice. You know what?
Dude, Roman, that guy was just as a fan as you were of Olive Garden.
No, even Roman's not that big of a fan as this guy was.
Well, anyways, I used to love it when Art would say stuff like, "You call the east of the Rockies line" to someone who called from Portland. And just hit the double. Yeah. He would do all kinds of fun stuff. Beard, I'm sorry. Did you have any comments about that video?
Yeah, just super stalkery. Just absolutely super. Even if it is legitimate remote viewing, the guy's going way too far. It has an obsession, and I don't think he has a wife. I think that was a lie.
Well, he went from remote stalking to live stalking. So I mean, he just kind of like progressed.
I just drive to your house.
Yeah.
Are you out there now, sir?
Yeah, and if you're tuning in again early or late, we are remembering Art Bell. We're reviewing some open line calls. They were unscripted, unscreened. So we're just gonna live in those memories on that. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button. That'd be great. Now, the second caller is someone's wife calling. And she has a story to tell about something. Do you want to guess anything before I hit play?
It's Richard Hoagland's wife, and she's complaining that he can't balance the bank account. Okay. The joint checking account.
Okay. Lampersy, any guess on the wife?
No, but I actually kind of like I like the last guess. I'm gonna double down on that.
Yeah, that seems so oddly specific. I don't think any of us can go against that.
That is curious.
Jeff, bro, you did a lot of research. What do you think the cheating wife is doing?
Well, this one I actually couldn't find anything on myself.
Okay.
So this is one of the ones that's completely blind on this one for me.
All right. So this one is called The Cheating Wife. So
for what it's worth. Wildcard Line, you're on the air with Pamela. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. First of all, I'd like to give glory to God and His Holy Spirit for touching the lives of Christians out there who listen to your show. And also, I have a question for Pamela.
Yes.
What gives these entities, or whatever they are, the right to interfere with people's lives?
Again, interference.
People who are going through their life,
Again, interference.
My husband doesn't think I'm having an affair. They seem to they make him think because of weird, extraordinary circumstances. I didn't always believe it, but
wait a minute.
Well,
wait, everybody, hold it for a second. Hold it, caller. Your husband thinks you're having an affair?
Yeah, and I would not. I would not.
Well, I understand
even
that.
Look at another man.
Well, maybe you should play this tape for him then.
What tape?
The one you're making right now.
Right now?
Yeah, on the air.
So why does
you wouldn't lie to Art Bell? He obviously doesn't believe you.
Why does he think
No.
this?
No.
Why?
Extraordinary circumstances in my life, like things happening at a certain time.
Like,
so you think you're having interaction?
That I may be leaving.
Like what?
You think you're having interaction?
Stop. Like what? Are
like
you? Yeah. Are you having? And she's asking the right question. Are you having an interaction with another being?
I don't know. I have had, dreams, I remember from my childhood, but any interaction that I'm having right now, other than seeing UFOs in the sky.
That doesn't constitute an affair.
No, I don't think it does either. But other than UFOs in the sky, I don't remember anything except for weird events going around, and I can't possibly explain them.
Well, you must have told him something to make him think that.
Oh, no.
Nothing at all.
No.
So he's plucking this right out of the air, thin air.
I guess so.
Well, I guess listen to Leo Biscaglia and Carolyn Mace, and maybe that'll help you a bit. They're really incredibly self-empowering people.
Woof.
There you go.
I think
I only got one thing to say to that. E.T. Bone Ho.
Hey, love it. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, Def, you were thinking she was talking in two different voices?
For a minute there, when she was arguing with Art, it sounded like she was having a conversation with herself, unless that was her husband, and her husband sounded exactly like her almost.
Well, there's three people on the call. There's Art, there's
Yeah.
Pamela, which I can't believe that I can't think if that's his wife. I can't remember if that's one of his wives or not, but
Ramona.
No,
was
I
his
think
wife.
she was just one of the guests that he
Okay.
had on for the show that night.
and
Um,
and yeah, the lady. I don't know if there's anybody in the background. So
It was confusing. That's for
So-
sure.
yeah,
I mean,
she was-
Especially because she never answered a question.
Yeah, she
It's
just
like,
kept saying,
what weird events? Well, there's just these weird events that are unexplainable. Well, what type of events? They're weird and unexplainable.
yeah. So
I mean,
she didn't
were the
get
bed
into
sheets
details.
pulled off the covers before something started? What happened?
I mean, is the weird
Details.
unexplained event that she woke up in a stranger's bed actually having had an affair and don't remember how she got there? That's called alcohol, lady. You have a problem.
Where the
See,
Scott
now I
Thompson
don't believe
character-
anyone who just slips and falls into their neighbor's, crotch anymore. It's not as realistic as this. This is the original.
accident.
Wow. Where the Scott Thompson character is saying that he can't believe the guys he was making out with in the public bathroom thought he was gay. Okay. Oh, you're talking about. He was talking about
for
kids in the hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I get it now. I was like, okay, I'm backwards. All right, got it. Very funny. Roman thinks she's asking her husband to get probed. Oh, okay.
Well, that would be a game
Specifically
changer.
Grace.
He's used to a certain thing, and then suddenly, can you probe me like the Greys do? And then it changes. It changes everything.
So
That
now
would
he's
raise
doing the
suspicion to me.
metabots.
That would raise suspicion. Her head is so small.
Yeah. That gets a cap dance.
Does she approach her husband and ask him to use his alien voice when he comes into the bedroom? I mean, that might be a sign.
So again, Art was really trying to figure out why, and she would not say anything. So, okay, there has to be either she's disappearing in the middle of the night, and then she forgets where she goes, right? Or some random dude comes in every night, and the guy's like, "That's got to be an alien. Can't be."
That's a close encounter of the fourth kind.
Okay.
Oh, what if she's sleepwalking or like sleepwalking?
Oh. Okay. So in a real scenario, what would a dude think? Why would a dude think this? Like what?
She has to be going out at like weird times or leaving earlier for an appointment than she should be, or not going.
Yeah,
where
but
she
that would
said
be
she is.
a normal
Lost
affair.
time.
But that would be a normal affair.
Well, yeah, but I think that
He
there's
really thinks-
possibly something there, and she's calling in to make it sound like alien, so she doesn't have to own up to anything.
Yeah,
I think it's strategic on
he's
her
thinking
part.
it.
That's
He
a
has-
pretty big, trying to deflect by saying you're being abducted by aliens. No, I'm not banging Bob down the street. The Greys are picking me up. It's obvious to everyone but you.
I don't know, man.
I mean, it kind of makes you wonder what else has she pulled on her husband at that point. Like that she run out of ideas that she has to go all the way to aliens now.
No, in some parts of the country, she's thinking of a different alien, right?
I'm almost wondering if she's been lying her whole life, and it just started with this one little lie, but she has to keep backing up that lie with more and more outrageous claims.
Wait, maybe she got a love letter that was addressed E.T., and her husband found it. No, didn't get a joke on that one.
That's stretching more than her story did, JT.
Okay. Well, apparently she stretches a lot. So, I worked at a front desk that night. My coworker and I would listen to Art Bell. We would chat and have a good time. Yeah, and that's what this live show is all about. We're listening to Art Bell and we're chatting it up. And then after the live show goes, last time I cut them all up in separate videos. So if you wanted to just listen to this or share just this one segment, you definitely could. Let's see. Jason says, I worked third shift too. Art Bell was a great radio. Yeah, it was. I think a lot of us listened. We said last time, a lot of us listened to him at night. Like I went to night school, and on the way home, I would listen to him. Beard, you said when did you listen to him when you were at school? Was that what it was?
I mean, when I was younger, it was late nights with my dad driving home, but mostly later on, it was overnight security.
Okay.
Which I had nobody to talk to about it there, so I'd basically just be sitting in my car making expressions like these people are crazy and just by myself.
Okay, you didn't have guard check duty then.
No. No.
And Defro, did you do the same? Were you listening to him late at night, or was this?
Yeah, I mean it was similar. I used to work a night shift for loss prevention for a warehouse. So you by yourself all night long. You got to keep something to keep you awake so you don't get caught sleeping on the job. So that was kind of.
I think Roman just listened to him when he would go to Olive Garden at like 11 p.m.
You're here, your family.
He's gonna hit the eject button, and we'll never see him again.
I want to be abducted.
Don't you guys hate it when aliens plant false memories in your husband's mind about messing with his coworkers, guys? Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a funny one.
Honey, it wasn't me. It was a shadow person.
Roman, what? To be
to
fair,
be strong, it wasn't me. It was the one-armed man vibes.
Okay, no, enough jokes, Roman. When did you actually listen to?
No, I worked nights in the Navy for years, and I would listen on the drive home. And then on Sundays, they would start the show at like 7:00 p.m. So we could just kind of chill and listen in a normal hour as opposed to the wee hours in the morning trying to get home. But
yeah, he had a lot of out of this world calls. Now, the next caller, Death Row tried to guess this one. Was
I even close?
No.
Like,
you weren't close at all. He did have this person does have a tape. And they've called Art Bell before. But this time he had an actual live recording of something. And Beard, this person, I believe, is from somewhere in our neck of the woods. So like South Texas, South Louisiana, Bible Belt area, right?
Okay.
He, however, he lives in California, but he visited to this area where he's originally from, and he has this recording of something that, if you are easily disturbed, I'm going to warn you on this. So this is your warning. If you're easily disturbed by the supernatural. You ready, Beard? I know you can get
let me have it.
Flustered.
This me, Art?
That's you, sir.
Good to talk to you again.
Thank you. Where are you?
Los Angeles area.
L.A., okay.
Yes, sir. As I told you when you picked up the phone, I had part of an exorcism in about 2 minutes.
Oh, that's right. You're the gentleman who once played an exorcism for me on the air, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
And you have now another exorcism.
Well, I have another one. Yeah, I ran across it.
Now, there's nothing that you're in what you're about to play that I cannot air, is there?
No.
So that's all for YouTube, okay? There's nothing I'm about to play that I can't play. So if Art Bell played it, I can play it. I guess is what I'm saying.
Oh, sure.
This is a real exorcism.
Yes, it is. He had several. This is just one of the demons that left him.
All right, go.
Okay.
This.
I plead the blood of Jesus over the door to his soul. Face the blood of the Lamb, the blood of the Lamb, the blood of the Lamb, the blood of Jesus, the blood of Jesus. Now, Jim, the name of Jesus Christ. If there's any left in there, I ask that it come up now and be forced to get out of there. In the name of Jesus Christ.
So before I continue on, does the guy on the tape sound like the guy on the phone call?
Yeah, kind of.
It's supposed is it the same guy? Is it supposed to be the same guy?
I don't know. He said he
Because
found
you're right.
the
It does
tape.
sound like him.
It sounds a little different to me.
Okay,
Sounds
here
like
we go.
it sounds like he's fixing to tell Jim the demon to get out of him.
Okay, so our RC car says 100%. Okay, so here we go.
Son of God was manifested to destroy the works of the devil. Come up, Spirit. Put your name and line up to the Holy Ghost. In the name of Jesus Christ, as the servant of the Most High God, I command you to speak only when spoken to. What is your name? What's your name? I'll answer to you. God, I ask for Michael Archangel to take his sword right now and put to this devil's throat. In the name of Jesus Christ. Oh, please don't molest Jesus' name. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Oh, I hate that name. What is your name? What's your name? Rust. Rust. Are you the only one left? Yes. I'm the only one left. Jesus, did God forgive him of his sin of lust? Yes, he did. I hate that. Do you have any legal right in him? No, I don't. I command you to speak only when spoken to and say what I tell you to say. You understand me? Yes, sir. You're the only one left? Yes. I take that answer and I hold it up to the Holy Ghost right now. If he's lied to me, Father, I ask to be smitten and thrown into torment. Come up, Lust. Come up, Lust. Come up, Lust. I command you to go to the pit. You're not ready till I tell you. I command the spirit of lust to come up. Come up. Come up, Lust. Jim? Yes? You're free, brother. Amen. That's the last one. God is good.
There you have it. Lust was exorcised.
Okay.
Well, that's one I hadn't heard before, that's for sure. That stuff comes up out of the deep south. Where they, well, you could hear the accents, where they do that kind of thing. They do that kind of thing, sometimes even publicly. It's pretty wild.
Yes,
So there you go.
The deep south, where even the demons are polite enough to say yes, sir.
It's like he got an army recruit on his hands.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's the same guy, but he has a friend involved.
Wow.
He's on mixtape, yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what it was, so I took a shot at him. That's what it reminded me of.
It reminded you of the
same
Bigfoot guy.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yes, it
I'm
reminded
sorry.
me of Bigfoot guy.
I'm in the very south, and there's no tongues involved in this exorcism. It's not a real exorcism. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
There needs to be some tongues involved.
It just sounded like he had TB.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not involving tongues when you're commanding lust to come up, are you really having a good time?
No,
It sounded like some indie film who was trying to like do a big budget feature, but this is all they could afford.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Exorcism. We got
I
exorcism.
need you to pretend to be a demon, and I want you to, speak in tongues and all this. Yes, sir.
You know what it kind of reminded me when he was making all these noises and Beard? I am so sorry, but this is what it reminded me.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
so glad we have immortalized Beard's brother on this show.
Yeah, not Beard. Yes, that is Beard of Liberty as a dog. Let's see. The Seventh Day Adventist is the best you'll find in for exorcisms. Yeah, I don't know where it was from. It didn't say because the guy just hung up. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
After he played the tape, he's like, "I'm out."
Mm-hmm.
He never came back. So, and the fact that he came, I'm hoping one day I can find the original one because he said he had 2 tapes. So
we'll find side B of that tape.
Yeah. So Beard of Liberty, is that a true exorcism or not?
I have no experience with them, so
okay.
It does. I'm going to say though, based on what I heard, not, because it definitely sounds like two good old boys that had a couple of patch blue ribbons in their systems.
Yeah. All right. So
Now-
my next one, Roman, do you think that was real? Because
No, 100% no.
Roman uses breadsticks in his exorcism.
Yes, you hold them together to make the
power
sign
of
of the
breadsticks
cross,
can
and
tell
then when
you.
you're done, you have a snack. It's delightful.
Roman has the Olive Garden menu in Latin.
You know what's cool about the breadsticks cross is you can wrap them back on the tinfoil and reheat them up and reuse them.
Just don't heat them up in the tinfoil in a microwave.
No,
Don't put metal in the
how you-
science oven.
That's
Actually,
how you
they
get
say
another
you
demon
can.
portal.
So Roman, do you think this was real or not real?
No.
Okay.
No. Also, I mean, and not to the Catholics have the corner on exorcisms. That's kind of it. If otherwise, like I said, it's like we got exorcism at home. That's what the other exorcisms are. That's the same.
What?
That's that.
So you don't think like voodoo or something like that in the South, maybe?
No.
Okay. You chant power of one. Power. Oh God.
Oh, don't do that. Oh.
Yeah. No acolyte conversations on this show. Mr. Jason.
So
real or not real?
Yeah, so as a true art band aficionado, I know, and deep in your hearts, you all know that in order to determine whether or not this is a true exorcism or not, we're going to have to give this to the reverse speech specialist to play it backwards.
Oh, okay.
Once we do that, backwards and slow, we will determine if there's actual demons here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want soup with my breadsticks.
Last time I reversed the speech on one of those, never going to give you up, never going to let you down sort of plan.
All right, Lambercy, real or not real?
I would say not real because I've seen a more realistic portrayal of the priest on the toilet in the beginning of Scary Movie.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
That's a great movie, by the way.
really
Death Row,
is.
real or not real?
It can't be real. I think the only thing they're exercising is how much wild turkey they were guzzling down that night.
Was the guy's name Jeb?
It sounded
Like
sounded
he said,
like that.
"Hey Jeb." Like I think he was saying, "Hey Jeb."
Is it Jeb with an exclamation mark? Demon?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he said Jeb. So, maybe it was Jeb Bush. Who knows? Christ, power, and Olive Garden breadsticks both have the end, have no end. Okay, I love the Olive Garden stuff. This is fantastic.
I mean, I am just saying the Olive Garden breadsticks does have some garlic in it.
Jay, it did
vampires.
You just really hope that you don't get the Olive Garden stigmata because that stuff burns your eyes. That red sauce.
Oh, you like rub it in your eye? Okay.
On the topic of Jeb, it did sound like a low energy demon.
Yeah.
Well, there was a part in that. Okay, to be real serious, there was a part in that where he like almost like he spit or like through like a gag. Like what was that?
It was
Sounded
like
like
a
he
hot
was
toilet.
Yeah, it was kind of gross. I don't know what that was, but
It's because he was sewing socks in hell. That's why.
20 years of smoking.
yeah, probably. Yeah, yeah. That was odd. That was very
low
odd.
T demon. Are you okay, demon? I don't know, man. I'm just not feeling great today.
Live out there.
When
you
I wake up, later, but I got woken up a little earlier than I wanted to. And
my mom's yelling at me.
When you're a hunter, the vampires that live off marinara sauce use breadsticks as steaks. Okay, wow, it's good to know.
Never ending.
They gotta dry out long enough where you can sharpen the ends of them though.
Well, maybe
you got to use they're like 2-day-old steak breadsticks.
Yeah. Maybe you have to dip them in Alfredo sauce.
If I'm doing that, I'm just eating them. I don't care.
No one does exorcisms better than Constantine. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Southern Demon, I reckon so. Yeah, that's good. Actually, Beer, you should read that one. Go ahead and read that for me.
Why?
In your Southern voice.
This is my Southern voice.
Okay.
I've lived in Southeast Texas for like
your true
35
voice,
years of my 40 years.
Yeah. and you're true.
Yes, sir.
Much better.
So they're even. I reckon so.
All right. So for the last call of the night, this was a callback to. Do you remember last show when we kind of talked about Mel and his hole?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Mel's hole? And it was there's like
there are several holes.
Several holes. There's several calls with Mel about his hole. There's groups out there looking for Mel's hole. There's
Mel's hole is very popular.
Yeah, there's books
Mel's
about
hole
Mel's
might want to
hole
get tested
and everything. So this was a caller who decided to call in and kind of debunk Mel's hole, and really kind of say, this is a.
Sometimes I love a flaccid weekend though.
Yeah, so he really wanted to just disband this whole theory of Mel's hole, and it was a great little conversation because these calls are pretty short, but there's a great little conversation about Mel's hole and why there should be more.
Talk to that guy from Washington State that had the hole.
Mel's hole, yes.
Right. I'm pretty skeptical about that because of the fact that you asked him. You said, "Mel, can you provide photographs of this?" And he said,
"That's right."
No.
Well, no, that isn't quite right. That's not quite right. What he said was, in the first interview, that he would indeed try to do that, and when he went back, there were military people preventing him from getting back. He went in trying to get pictures.
Right. It's just that I heard all that, and he said, "Isn't there, some cameras that you know of? We have enormous technology as far as cameras go.
Yes.
There's no possible way he could ever get close enough to get a picture, because what my whole thing was on that is that you asked me, you said, can you draw us a picture?" And he said, "Sure."
Yes.
You see, my thing with that is anyone could do that.
That's true.
Anyone could draw a picture, and anyone could say, "This is what it is." And you asked me, have you involved the media? Have you involved any...
Right. I think you have every right to be skeptical about Mel's hole.
I was very, very, I was very interested in it. I heard it, I heard him discussing it on the, air. And if it's true...
But what you've got to remember is, Strange Universe went up there with a television crew.
Right.
After I did that story.
Oh, really?
Oh, you didn't know that, huh?
No, I did not know that.
Yes. And one of their camera people fell into the hole.
Yeah.
Never to be heard from again.
Never to be heard from.
The sound guy almost fell in, too.
What's that?
The sound guy almost fell in,
sound
too.
Guy?
Yeah. Well, there was a cable, and, he damn near got dragged down with a camera guy.
And I heard you say that...
No, I'm kidding. They did go up there, though.
I was going to say, come on, that's a little far-fetched.
It is far-fetched. But what they did find was military boot prints all over the area and military markings all over the area, and military track vehicles all over the area where Mel's hole is supposed to be.
Right. I kept hearing him talk about it, and then I made notes about it because he said that the whole... I can't exactly remember the measurements on the diameter and everything. If it's, like I said, the world needs things like that.
Why?
We need things that we can
Why would the world need a bottomless hole?
Why do we need a bottomless hole?
Yep.
Because some things are just one of a kind, and it makes them more mysterious. It makes them hold certain meanings to people.
Have you ever considered this, though?
What's that?
Deep within the earth, we really don't know what's in the earth. I mean, you hear scientists say, well, it's an iron core. You hear scientists say, well, it's a molten core and it's hot.
Right.
You hear people talk about the hollow earth theory. You hear a lot of people say that there may be things that live deep within the earth. Life. Now they're talking about, science is saying there could be life deep within the earth. And if you've got a hole that things can fall down, you've got a hole that things can crawl out of.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So
it's just, and he said, even if it's not a bottomless pit, like, he suggests, that it's the deepest hole in the world.
Well, he didn't say bottomless. He said that he ran the monofilament down X number of 7,000 feet, I think, and he found no bottom at that point. That's pretty far.
Okay, and this is another point I wanted to make. He has every constitutional right under the amendment to the military, even if it's the military. Even
Excuse
if.
my laugh. I know where you're going. And,
Okay, you know where I'm going with that?
Yeah, and you can't really get there.
And what I'm saying,
in other words, if you've got something, sir,
okay,
that affects national security,
which is a plane crashing there, whatever,
whatever. If you have something that is so serious that it would affect national security, and you could hold the Bill of Rights up and talk about them until the cows came home, and you'd still end up in a facility somewhere.
So you do think that the military has the right anyway? Well, I know they have some rights to bend the rules a little bit, but do you think that
bend the rules?
What's that?
You say bend the rules?
Yeah, bend the rules, which means the Constitution and the rights.
Yes.
When I heard you're right, but when I heard it the first time, I was just saying to myself, if this is my property, and I had this kind of thing on my property, and I wanted to go investigate it, it's my property, I know that. So I'm going to go.
Well, they offered him a deal he couldn't refuse. They said, Mel,
they were the private.
You essentially you have two choices. You can lease this to us in perpetuity, or we can take it away from you. If we lease it, we'll pay you a bunch of money. You can go down to Australia and live happily ever after. Or
they were the people that were calling the.
Or we can take it away from you. And if you don't think the government can do that, let me show you what's happened here in Nevada.
What's happened?
Around Area 51.
Oh, okay.
Okay? They just annexed all kinds of land. They just said, that land is now ours.
Right. I don't get how that can...
So you know where that song says, this land is your land? Not all of it.
Everyone laughs. So they're laughing.
Government oppression is so funny.
Yeah, Art Bell just went George Carlin on his ass there, didn't he?
He sure did, yes.
The amendment. Yes.
Mel's hole.
Whoa, Jacob! What, man? Why?
I saw that earlier and started laughing.
Mel's hole, not to be confused with Roman's hole filled with breadsticks. I like that one. Good job.
Well, Roman's hole. I don't know if it's bottomless or not, but the breadsticks are.
You don't want the sauce.
I like my holes mysterious. You know.
Wow, like that exotic holes.
Yeah.
Roman likes his Italian holes. If you go into a restroom and see something marked Mel's hole, just walk away.
Walk away.
So that guy, he really wanted to debunk this, right? He was really thinking like, maybe this wasn't real, or why would they let government on his land? And Art was just like, look, man, this thing is possibly real, and this could be one of those just weird things, right? So, and the government wants to investigate it, so they're going to pay you to do it, and they don't care.
I love that Art was messing with him though. The cameraman fell right in the hole. Never seen it.
Almost.
The sound guy almost fell in the hole.
Did this really happen? No.
Yeah, for being somebody who was kind of skeptical of the story as a whole, no pun intended, the caller sure did latch on to that real quick about some dude falling in and just nobody reporting on it.
Well, the way Art said it was just very believable, right?
Yes.
And the way he just didn't like. He just very slowly talked about this crew went out there, because that's probably true.
Yes.
By the way, Roman doesn't want things crawling out of his hole. So, but
depends on how much they're worth.
So, like he's basically talking about a film crew that went there, which probably happened, right?
Yeah, I think that part is confirmed. They went out there, but they weren't able to find anything. Everything had been either disappeared or covered up.
Yeah, and then that's why the guy probably believed him that this was like a real thing. Also, Mel's whole stories generally freaked me out when I first heard as a kid. I was at early teens or something. Now I'm 41. Yeah, 90s wild time. You're about the same. You are the same age as me, RC. And I would agree. The interesting about, if you want to hear more about Mel's Hole, like I said, we talked about a full conversation with Mel on the last stream. You can find that on the channel and listen to that. But that you could find it. It's like a 3-hour conversation about some dude's hole. Like, he put a fishing line in there to see how far it would go, and according to him, it never stopped. But yeah, and then Love It. She was singing the song "Black Hole Sun." Won't you come and wash away the rain? And I don't know if this is part of the song or not, but neither do I.
That's probably in response to Roman's comment.
Okay, all right. Was that a response to Roman's comment there? Love it. But that is the bottom's holes. So, but you are right. Mel's Hole spurred a ton of conversations for years, and people are still talking about it to this day. So if you're more interested in holes, look it up.
Well, one of your images was from Outer Range, which is certainly inspired by Mel's Hole. Awesome.
Second season just came out too.
Yes.
Yep. And to be honest, I believe most people commented on the Mel's Hole video about that. They're like, is this like related to that movie? And I kind of said, yeah, I think so. So it's pretty cool. All right. Well, that was the last call of the night, and I do plan on doing this again. There's hundreds of these out there. And there's hundreds of other stuff too that we can dive into and listen to as well. So if you are interested in listening to more of Art Bell on this channel, definitely hit the subscribe and ring that bell. So when we do go live, or if a new video drops about it, you can definitely check that out. If you missed it, also the video before, I believe before this one, we did an interview, myself, Jason, and I think Lambercy. Yeah, Lambercy was there too. We did our interview with Extra Zero, and he talked about how he encountered like the paranormal not once but 3 times. That was a really good video too. I thought that was pretty shocking. So it'd be fun to check that out if you haven't.
Yep.
Now, Beard of Liberty, I know you're most likely going to be on Roman's channel on Thursday, right? Are you doing anything else?
Everything's kind of full right now. I'll do the short version. People can find me Monday nights on After the Weekend, Tuesday nights with Jacob Ironside, Thursdays with Roman of the Empire, and Sunday afternoons with Stark of Iron. Plus other things pop up every now and then. I've started streaming video games on my own channel. It's very just off the cuff, rough, and I don't know what I'm doing. But if anybody actually wants to get details about where I am, what shows I'm doing, follow me on X at Beard of Liberty. That's the short answer.
You act like we all know what we're doing here. Do you think Roman
I'm just a little bit more
doing?
Public about not knowing what I know. Actually, Roman's very public about not knowing what he's doing. He's his biggest enemy and biggest critic.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look for Beard of Liberty and all those places. I will put this stuff in the description after the show. Lambercy, what are you doing nowadays? Are you selling more figurines? Or are you?
Yeah, I'm still selling on Whatnot. As a matter of fact, I'm about to add custom tumblers and coffee mugs. But I did just release our second lo-fi album, Echoes of Serenity, available on Spotify and iTunes and everything under Animeneax Lo-Fi Oasis. So if you like lo-fi, currently we have 2 albums and 3 singles out right now.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, thanks RC for hanging out. And Lambercy, yeah, check Lambercy out on Animeneax.com. And you can also find him on Twitter there too, or X, sorry. Defro, what do you got coming up on your channel?
As of right now, I'm just doing like a review of a 6-part miniseries called Neverwhere.
Nice.
It's one of the, it's an older series from the 90s. It was originally I want to say like a short novel or book written by Neil Gaiman that was later turned into a short miniseries. It's kind of obscure. Not many people know about it because it was kind of went under the radar a little bit. But I love the show. So I'll be episode 2 coming out this Saturday, and then I will try to do an episode every Saturday after that.
Okay, very cool, very cool. Look for that on his channel. And then besides Jupiter, Jason, what do you've got going on?
So on Wednesdays, I'm on the Common Nerds channel for his Wednesday show, and then on Fridays, the creators are on the Friday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern, on Mad Ruth's channel. We usually typically talk about 3 news items that were overlooked during the week, and then we have on other indie creators look at their projects. And again, Fast at Work on Jupiter issue 2, and number 1 is In Demand on Indiegogo and Find My Comic.
Yeah, it's a good comic. Definitely you should check it out. Murph, good job. You subbed. So glad I found you. I'm so glad you found me too. That's awesome. That's great. Like I said, we're planning on doing maybe more of these, probably once a month. Normally on this channel, you get my shorts where I have Cap's Mysteries and some other combination videos like that. But obviously Art Bell talked about that stuff, so we're going to share the memories with him. Roman, are you reviewing the last episode of The Acolyte this Thursday?
Yes. Thank God. Yeah, so you can find us every Thursday, 5 Pacific Standard, over on Roman of the Empire. We are thankfully concluding The Acolyte this week. It has been painful. Remember, we watch so you don't have to. Then next week, we're doing a free range show. That's just where we cover kind of rando pop culture stuff and make fun of it. And then the following week, we're going to be covering the big ant movie, Them, which I'm really excited about. Haven't done a classic movie over on my channel in some time. So that'll be fun. And I just re-released my book on booksy.com for free, Failures of the Fallen. If you maybe you saw it over on Amazon, but now it's over on Booksy. So if you want to
Beard,
grab
do we have that link somewhere? We can put that in the chat for Roman. I can't remember.
I wasn't prepared.
It's okay.
Well, it's all right. It was off the cuff. So
okay, all right. I thought maybe he shared it with you or not, but it's okay. We'll probably
and
put
Jason's going to be on with us in 2 weeks for on our free range show. He's going to be on with us. Plug in the Jupiter, which is a fantastic book. If you guys haven't read it, I love it. I love all the intricate parts of it because it's not just a straight through story. There are a lot of bits in it, and yeah, you did a wonderful job with it. I enjoyed it, and you should too. Come for the book, stay for the breadsticks.
At the bread sabers.
Now you're on. Now you know. And Murph, you're not the only Art Bell fan. There's hundreds of us out there, and hopefully all of you can.
Probably more than hundreds.
Maybe thousands. Maybe millions.
There are dozens of us. Dozens.
We're legion.
Okay. Enough of the Acolyte stuff. Okay. All right. I was gonna say, Jason, you forgot to show the cool part about your comic, or is that like a surprise?
Yeah, I'm not going to make you buy a variant cover. I'm going to give you a variant cover. So check that out. So
yeah, there you go. Hey, you flip it over. There you go. Yeah, definitely check us out. So, all right, we're gonna wrap it up tonight. This has been fun. Again, look for announcements of the next show, and we'll do more open lines, or we'll do maybe a full conversation about one of his special guests. But this has been great. This has been fun, and always have fun sharing this time with you all. Everyone, you have a great night, and I will.
Tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me.
Oh well, then you have a terrible night.
Whatever kind of night I want.
Okay, you can do whatever you want, Lambercy. But Beard.
No.
Beard of Liberty, do you have anything special to say to everyone?
No, I think we just nailed this outro perfectly.
Okay. All right, everyone. Have a great night. I'll talk to you later. See ya.